Hi, I'm Anna Stretton and I'm one of the founders of Olive's Kitchen, a company that is incredibly passionate about pet wellness. And with me is one of our directors, Dr. Heidi, a vet surgeon, and today we're going to talk about microbiome. Firstly, you're going to have to define that for us, Heidi.
Sure. So microbiome is the good guys and the bad guys and the fungi and yeast and the bacteria living within the pet.
Okay, so in reference to a puppy, and let's talk about antibiotics. I know that you've got lots of good information that you can share around that first year of a pup's life and some of the things we should and shouldn't be doing.
Absolutely. So what we know in terms of human health and feeding babies is that the research supports the fact that if you can protect the baby from being exposed to antibiotics for the first year of life, it looks after their natural microbiome.
Yep.
We
That's
have
the good guys in the gut.
That's the good guys in the gut, the
Yep.
army that's going to protect you and fuel your immune system for life.
Yep.
So antibiotics have a place to play,
Sure.
but there's a price that comes with using them, and we effectively napalm all of that
What's
internal
napalm?
microbiome. We bomb it.
We bomb it.
We
okay.
kill it out, and the bad guys grow back faster than the good guys, and then we're always playing catch up.
And that's what happens by overuse of antibiotics?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
using too early?
they don't work when we
Yeah.
need them. So with a puppy, you want to ensure that that puppy does not receive antibiotics in the first year of life, therefore protecting its microbiome, thereby boosting its immune system and enabling the body to do what it's designed to do, to protect that animal, to kill off cancer cells, to flourish and fight infection for the entire life of the animal.
Easier said than done. So I have a sick puppy, I take the puppy to the vet and the suggestion is that we need antibiotics. I mean, if I'm not going to use antibiotics because that puppy's under one, what happens then? What do I do?
So it's about the tools we have in our toolbox. So the New Zealand Veterinary Association have told all vets to reduce the use of antibiotics so that they work, and they work in pet health but also in human health.
Sure.
So all vets are on board with these decisions,
Yeah.
and it's about deciding, hey, our puppy has a skin infection on the skin. We're just going to use something topical to kill that little bit of infection. We don't have to kill all the bacteria in the body as if they're bad, because we know that they're actually protecting us.
Sure.
They're part of the organism, they're not the enemy.
Yeah, no, I hear that, but I also wonder where a pup gets really sick, and there will be cases where they will need antibiotics, is there not?
So we've
What do you
reduced
think?
our usage of antibiotics by 90%.
In the first year or just generally?
And generally across all of our patients within the last 2 to 3 years. It can be done. It's about using old technology as new technology.
Yeah.
Antibiotics have only been around in this century. How did we manage this disease and inflammation before then? And it's not as if herbal medicine is something less. It's actually a very strong advocate.
Yeah, sure.
And all of those that prior learning and the things we used to use, the poultices and the naturally antibiotic and anti-inflammatory. Well,
yeah.
it's
Well, that's
science.
kind of where some
It's
people
science.
will
It's
will
cutting
say
edge
that.
science.
Yeah.
Many plants have amazing chemical properties, and they are real, and you can test them, and they stand up in clinical trials, and they are better than what we currently have. They're not just as good, they are better than what we currently have. And so it's about being brave enough to use those things and talk about those things, and understanding the health choices that we make for our puppy is not just about today and this week. It's actually for the life of the pet, and protecting those things like we would our child.
And I guess indigenous populations in the very early part of building a country, very much, and that's all they had was plants.
And there was a lot of wisdom.
A lot of sense.
There's a lot of wisdom,
but that wisdom
and a lot of
has
experience
been transferred too, so it still exists. Yeah.
and helping pet parents to have a first aid kit for their dog at home.
A natural first aid kit.
A natural first aid kit, the things that we know to go to, rather than always having to seek a pharmaceutical solution.
I guess it's always around whether the natural solution is actually going to work. But from what you're saying, they're equally as good, if not better, in some cases.
So the Manuka story is well known.
Yeah.
Manuka is amazing at killing bacteria and has been highly successful and stood up to many trials. And having the understanding and the ability to access those things to protect the pet against the side effects of drugs. All drugs are chemicals. Chemicals have side effects. The side effects, sadly, can be worse than the disease that we started treating.
Exactly.
We use antibiotics, we kill the bugs. Yeast and fungi take over. And then we have recurrent ear infections and recurrent skin infections that we can't kill with antibiotics because they're yeast.
Just like humans.
Just the
like
same.
humans. And I guess there's a lot to think about, and it's important that we do become informed so that we can make great decisions.